Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Garage Biljon, and you are joining me on the first episode of my Porsche 968. I'll tell you a little bit more about this car as soon as I have it in the garage, but for now let's see it coming up the driveway. And there we go guys, in my garage is the cheapest 968 in all of Europe and possibly the world. And yes, she does run. Lots of work needs to be done on it, but it's a running 968 cabriolet with a manual gearbox. So it's quite a special thing, quite a rare thing. And what makes it even cooler is the fact that it's an early one, and it means it has the recessed badge. This is something they only did for the first year because apparently it was too expensive to do. So they went back to a flat bonnet. But I think you guys are already starting to see that she is not in the best of cosmetic shape. The good news is that there is no damage to the body parts. There's no dings in this car. It's perfectly straight. The paint is just in a horribly oxidized state. But this is something that I know I can fix. But that's not why it was cheap. So if you guys have been watching the news, then you will know that last year in July, a massive flood struck the Eifel region of Germany. Also some parts of the Netherlands and some parts of Belgium were affected, but the most devastating damage was done in the Eifel region of Germany. This car comes from that region, and yes, this car was underwater. So let me show you where the water came up to, and I can tell you it's quite scary. Right here. This is the water level. So basically the car was underwater. All of this area was underwater. And if we look inside, you can see that we have a couple of issues here. This car got really wet and really dirty. That door card is destroyed. These seats are not in the best of shapes, but maybe with a bit of luck I can save them. They are actually quite luxurious seats. They are the 8-way adjustable seats. This car actually has really good bones. It's very straight. There literally is no dings that I can see on it. The paint's not great, right? But let me show you, because we can save this paint. And a very good way to see if you can save paint is WD-40. So if we start rubbing the paint with WD-40, you can see that this paint is definitely savable. Yes, it's very faded, it's very oxidized, but I know for a fact that I can bring this back with a dual action polisher with a wool pad maybe. You can see this deck screen also needs a lot of help. The roof, however, is actually very, very good. I think this car was actually inside a garage when it flooded, which is the reason it didn't get hit by trees and all kinds of other debris. And I'll open the door here so you can see. It's got mud everywhere. So I've got my work cut out for me on this one, but I think we can save it. All right, and now that I've shown you all the horrors that are lurking inside this car, and there's a lot. I need to take out the entire interior from the dashboard, the steering wheel. Everything will be coming out of this car, and I'll be cleaning everything, fixing everything, replacing things that needs to be replaced. We've already got a new computer in the car, which is the reason for it starting, but everything will be taken apart and fixed. But let me show you why I bought this car. Look at the state of this engine. This is a car that was looked after before it got wet. This is a very, very neat engine bay. The levels are good, the fluids are good. Look at the quality of the factory crimps still on everything. This is a good car. That's why I bought it. So I think the first thing I want to do is just take out all of this aftermarket junk that was on the car. I don't need it and I don't want it. I have a thing with aftermarket stuff. It always fails on you. I've got the battery down there. It's been on the charger all night. So hopefully if I put it into the car now, it'll turn over and you can even hear her purring. Alright, so before I put a battery in there, I think I want to just quickly clean it out a little bit so that it's not all that mucky. So I've done a light cleaning job in here so that it's not all mud. I also found the clamp and I put the clamp back in its place so the battery is now actually sitting nice and secure. Challenge I have, as soon as I connect the battery, the cooling fan starts running. So that's the first thing we need to solve. So let me show you this. If we bring the battery online, let me just pop it on there. Oh, it's actually stopped. Haha, it has stopped. So either the battery is empty or that has now fixed itself. But in theory, I've already checked the oil. I'll show you. Oh, there she goes. So I think there's something not quite right with that sensor, or there's a short circuit there, but we'll figure it out. But she stopped again, so maybe she'll sort herself out. All right, what I want to do now is let's check the oil, make sure that that's okay. Let's go see what the oil is telling us. Well, at least it's clean. So let me clean this off. All right, back she goes in again. Let's see what we can learn from the oil. Yeah, she's actually quite good. It's hard to show because this oil is clean. So I think this car has had a service just before this happened. All right, so the oil is good. This fan has stopped coming on, so I'm guessing that's okay. Okay, so this is not the best battery, so I'm not holding my hopes up. I can't get it to go green yet, even though it's been on the charger all night. So probably need a new battery, but I think it's time for us to see if she will start. All right, welcome to the disaster zone that is this interior. As you can see, I'll have to clean every single inch of this car. But if you look up here, it's clean, which means that water level line that they drew was incorrect because this did not get wet. And you can see also down there, there's a little bit of nastiness, but it's not too bad. The inside of this is dry. So, battery's in. Oh, look at that. I see dash lights. And you can hear the ventilator running. That's all good news. It's quite weak. But look at that. It listens. I have high hopes, guys. We're going to wake this car up. I don't think the battery's strong enough to swing the engine. Let me just try and see what we get. No, there's nothing here. It's dead. All right. I'm going to charge the jump box and then we'll try it with the jumper. But I do think that this battery is not good. All right. So the jump pack has allowed me to pop the boot, which is good. And yeah. Okay. This side looks nice and clean. That side looks nice and dirty. So we'll get all the stuff out of the car and I'll get it all cleaned as the days go by. Right, so I had the battery on the trickle charger for another 4 or 5 hours and I've got the jumper pack on it as well. So let's give this a go and see if she will fire up for us. Oh, it stinks in here. Damn, it's like being at a lakeside. Oh, that sounds good. Let's give it a go. Come on, baby. Oh, ho, ho. She runs. Phenomenal. And she sounds good. There we go. Sounding a little bit rough, but yeah. Alright, so it doesn't look like she's charging, but for the rest, I'm happy. Alright guys, so there you have it. She runs. I was not expecting to end my first video with a motor that's running. I thought I'd have a lot more issues to get it going, but it's going. So it's not perfect. There was a lot of squeaking and noise coming from the ancillaries, like pulleys and belts that are squeaking. I need to look into that, but the engine itself sounds really, really good. And I've already seen that the alternator does not charge the battery. So it's either because the battery is dead or because the alternator is dead. But I'll only know that once I order a new battery for this car, which I'll do tomorrow. So in the next episode, we'll pull this car out onto the drive and I'll start cleaning it off so that it's a bit nicer to work on. I'll give it a proper wash. And then we'll start stripping out the interior of the car. I would like to thank you for watching, and if you like this kind of content with me restoring a Porsche 968, please consider subscribing and leaving me a like. It really does help my channel out. Until next time, goodbye.